Hey guys, it's Alex here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. I know this is very short or very short time from the other one that was 2 days ago. Even though that one was meant for last week, I'm just going to put this one out for next week because a lot has happened in the last 2 days. And let's start off with the Premier League news, as Chelsea are now the champions of the Premier League for the second time in the last 3 seasons, as they beat West Brom 1-0 this afternoon thanks to a Michy Batshuayi goal. Out of anyone, it had to be him. That's a perfect way to end off a really bad season after they spent £35 million on him during the summer. Hopefully he starts to get more game time now in these last couple of games now they're champions and show at least why he was worth it and why Chelsea shouldn't go after another star or star striker like Lukaku or Belotti. And tell me why in the comments you think Chelsea won it this year after having a horrible season last year. Is it because of the summer signings like Marcus Alonso, N'Golo Kante, David Luiz, and Antonio Conte, who have pretty much changed the entire team dramatically, changed the formation to a 3-4-3 with Cahill, Luiz, and Azpilicueta as a back three that became solid and very great? Or was it the was it the reason of that their previous signings or players on their team already have stepped up dramatically thanks to like Victor Moses, Gary Cahill, Eden Hazard? Or did they also contribute a lot to the reason they won? My answer would be absolutely yes. Most of yours would be yes too. And let me know, who do you think is going to win it next year? Who do you think is going to be top four this year? Because right now Arsenal are doing what they do every year. They get on a late run and somehow manage to get top four, because right now Liverpool, Man City, Man United aren't really going for it, or not going for it, are struggling right now. And that'll be insane if they get it again, but you never know. And if they do get it, will Arsene Wenger be staying in Arsenal or not? Let me know in the comments below. And let's get into Champions League news, as the final is set. Juve will place Real Madrid in Cardiff in a couple of weeks for the final. Who do you think is going to win this? It's going to be one of the best defensive teams versus a very talented offensive team. Who should Real Madrid start? Should Isco and Morata be in place of Benzema or another midfielder? Because Isco did score that the away goal, and thanks to a great move by Benzema. But Benzema has struggled throughout the year, and Morata has scored over 20 goals in league in competitions throughout, and should be getting more minutes. Like they say, Real Madrid's B team, it has played extremely well. So should Isco, James, Morata start in the final? Let me know in the comments below. And based on Champions League and Chelsea winning it, who do you think Chelsea should sign now for now, because they're playing Champions League, because they didn't have really any other competition this year. Now they will next year. Who should they sign, and what should they do to add more depth to the team? And now let's go to Europa League. Now Ajax, yes, I finally pronounced it right. Thank you guys for pointing it out. Ajax versus Man United in the final. This is the tale of two very different teams. Going off with this tweet I saw earlier that said, Man United spent more on transfers in the last 3 years, roughly £455 million in gross, than Ajax, roughly only £379 million since World War II. Yeah, that's insane. But shows you how two different teams produce their talent and how they make their teams. Ajax going with homegrown talent, signing young players and building up from there, while Man United signs stars and sign the big name players like Ronaldo, Mkhitaryan, Pogba, etc. So yeah, who do you think is gonna win that? And if Man United don't win that, is Jose Mourinho in trouble? Because he more than likely won't get top four. And if they don't qualify for Champions League, this does have an effect on transfers during the summer, like Bale, James, all these other stars that are rumored to go to Man United every single day. Where they go now if they don't get Champions League? Let me know in the comments below. And now let's head over to the NBA, as last night the Spurs did beat the Rockets to advance to the conference finals. Is James Harden cursed? because he played horrific that game. He did not perform to the highest level, and they didn't even have Kawhi Leonard that game. So that tells you a lot. That are the Spurs back at it, and they said Kawhi will be back for the against the Warriors. But what happened to Harden? That performance was horrible. Hopefully, it's not like this next year. But that was a pretty disappointing way to end off the season. And after having a great year, that's pretty sad. But let me know if the curse is real, because that's just ironic how that performance was, and what will happen next year, and who do you think is going to get MVP? Because even though postseason has no effect on the MVP, that did kind of like give people a bad taste in their mouths when they are voting for MVP. But let me know, and the matchups will be the Warriors versus the Spurs for the Western Conference Finals. Who do you have going through that? And it will be the Cavs versus either the Wizards or Celtics that play tonight. Though Celtics are up 3-2. And if it is the Celtics that move on, who do you think is going to go through there? Celtics or Cavs? Let me know in the comments below. I think it's going to be another Cavs versus Warriors matchup. Don't really want it, but it's bound to happen. And in NHL playoffs news, like I said multiple times, that the Clippers remind me of the Capitals, because they always screw up in the playoffs. The Penguins advance against the Capitals again, and they are in the conference finals. I saw this, and this still has shocked me. Alex Ovechkin has never made it to a conference final, let alone the finals, a conference final. What should the Capitals do to finally get above the Penguins and go through the conference finals, finally play in the finals, and give Ovechkin a Stanley Cup ring? Do they have to rebuild their entire team, or what else? Because that's insane. And the matchups will be the Penguins versus Senators and the Ducks versus the Predators. Who do you have in those matchups, and who do you think is going to be in the Stanley Cup? And in MLB news, what is going on with Chicago? The Cubs are 17-17 right now, and 4th place in their division. What is going on? Is it just like a sophomore slump? Like, are they just struggling, like not getting back to usual? What's going to happen? Do you think they're gonna rebuild, or not rebuild, but like go redo it, or like get better, like just fix their season soon and come back and start playing back to their high standards? Or do they have to make a trade or sign someone to help refix their team? Let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, because we talked about curses, and now Tom Brady will be on the cover of Madden 18, and like everyone talks about, if you're on the cover of on a Madden game, that means you're cursed. Is Tom Brady going to be cursed? He did go out and say in a video that there's no such thing as curses, and intended to break a glass, and he went under a ladder. He's really riding his luck. I would never go against a curse, but let me know if it's just a joke, and if something does happen, do you think there's actually a curse? It's just a joke, but that would be pretty weird if something really did happen to Brady, or like they do struggle somehow next year. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys like this. Let's talk. Let me know about what you think will make the series better, what your opinion is on all these topics we discussed about, and what should we talk about next episode. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.